Marcus Antonius Jansen's practice constitutes a sustained interrogation of American colonial power, national mythology, and the visual languages through which domination has historically been normalized and aestheticized. Attentive to how images shape collective memory, the work examines the role of art in producing legitimacy, authority, and belonging within systems of power. Working across painting, sculpture, and mixed media installation, Jansen engages aesthetic traditions that once upheld Western constructed structures of supremacy, reconfiguring them as sites of resistance, ambiguity, and ethical reckoning. Materials, formats, and compositional strategies historically associated with permanence, reverence, and authority are deliberately destabilized, inviting viewers to question what and who has been deemed worthy of representation. Central to the practice is an understanding of art as a form of power projection in the United States. From the 18th century onward, officially supported American art frequently served nation-building functions. Heroic history paintings, monumental architecture, idealized frontier imagery, and portraits of founders, industrialists, and presidents. These visual regimes reinforce narratives of order, progress, and so-called European American values, while simultaneously obscuring histories of dispossession, enslavement, and violence. Such strategies closely mirror European imperial traditions, in which art operated to render domination inevitable, moral, and culturally superior. Within this framework, cultural movements that challenged dominant narratives were often constrained rather than erased. The Harlem Renaissance of the 1920s and 1930s exemplifies this dynamic. While the period is frequently celebrated as a flowering of African American artistic production, many artists remained dependent on European American patrons, publishers, and galleries. Institutional support frequently favored work perceived as exotic, folk, or emotionally expressive, while discouraging forms of artistic expression that articulated direct critiques of capitalism, white supremacy, or U.S. imperial power. As a result, art that openly confronted structural inequality was more difficult to fund, less widely circulated, and often dismissed as excessively political or aesthetically transgressive. These limitations shaped not only what was produced, but also how Black artistic labor was historicized, categorized, and consumed. Janssen's practice responds to this legacy by foregrounding absence, distortion, and contradiction as formal strategies. Rather than offering corrective narratives or heroic counter-images, the work resists closure, emphasizing the instability of historical truth and the ongoing consequences of colonial visual culture. Through this approach, the artist seeks to unsettle the viewer's relationship to familiarity, authority, and historical inheritance. Ultimately, the practice positions art not as a neutral or decorative endeavor, but as a contested terrain in which power is negotiated, resisted, and reimagined. By engaging the visual languages of dominance while refusing their original ideological functions, the work opens space for critical reflection on how histories are constructed, and how they might be otherwise.